Hello friends, in this video I am going to show you how to add or remove input fields dynamically with React. I have listed a couple of points that we will see in this video. So first we need to create React applications, and for that I am going to use the create React tab. Second, we will design the simple forms. Then after we will write some logic for single forms. And after that I will show you how to implement logic for multiple fields, and once it's completed, then after we will write the code or handle events to add or remove fields. So let's check out all the steps in the real example. So I have already created these applications. This one is created with simple create react tab. If you don't know how to do it, I have already created one video, and I'm going to set that link in my description box. You can check it. Okay, so let's jump to this simple example. From over here I have removed the unnecessary code like test file and service workers and other things. So it's a simple look like this, simple text cluemediator.com, and it's appearing like this. Okay, so cluemediator is one of our site. You can check this, and over there we have written lots of articles regarding the react applications, and uh, we are also providing the GitHub source that you can use it for your application. Okay, so let's jump to the application. So first, yes, the first point is completed, create react applications. Let's jump on the second point, design the simple form. How we can do it? So for demo purpose, so first I want to tell you, I'm going to write the logic, like I'm only focusing on the functionality. I will not design the form. So first we will create a simple form. I mean to say design a simple form. It's contain the first name, last name, and then after add or remove button. So let's do it. Like this one is the input, type is text, and that's it. I'm going to also consider the second one and third and fourth. So these two are the input and other two are button. I'm going to take it as a type as a button. Okay, cool. So let's check the quick things. Okay, it's appearing off, but we need to add couple of details. First, over here I'm adding the name as a first name. Let me zoom the application page so you can get more idea. Name. Then after for empty purpose I am adding the placeholder as a first name. Okay, I think it's fine. We can add like last name. Let's check the last name. Okay, that's it. Over here let's add two buttons. First one is remove, and the second one is add. Okay, cool. Good, you can see it's look like this. So for minor style I'm going to add the class. First I will create one class box, and then after I will create one more class, says margin right 10. It's M10. You can use anyone that you want, but for temporary purpose I am adding it. And let's write this CSS in the app.css file. Like first one is a box. For that I am going to add the 10 let me add 15 pixels. Another one is MR10, that means margin right. Margin right 10 pixel. Okay, full. Let's check it. Yes, I think it's better. If you want, then you can also add style for input, paid in 5 pixels, 10 pixels. It's look like this. Oh, let me remove this width. Yes, I think it's better. Now, what I need to do it. Whenever I'm typing some things, we need to add this value somewhere in the state variable. So let's first take state variables. For that, I will use the useState. It's a React hook. So pretty simple. I'm just going to consider the input list. Okay. Yes. For input list and the set input list. Then after useState, and first I'm writing the code for the single object. That means the single input forms. So that's why I'm writing the object. Let's say this is one object. It's contained first name as a blank and the last name as blank. Okay. So that's the first steps. Now what I want to do it. I want to assign this first name and last name in the input so we can manage the handle event. I mean to say change event. So for that I am using value and it's the first name. Oh, it's not like this, but yes, input list dot first name. Yes. Another things like over here I am writing the last name. One things you notice that I have exactly write the same name as the attribute. Like this is the for last name, it's the same cases, same text that I consider for the attribute. So it will helpful for us to update the value. I will show you that part. Okay, so that's the first things. If now it's look like this, if I am something paste and last name, we'll see how it looks. Yes, it's taste and last name. Now we need to manage the on change event because right now we are not binding any change event with the input. So let's bind the change event. So for that we need one method says handle change. Oh, sorry. Where I'm going to just handle the event value. I mean to say input event. So what happened? Let's add the on change event over here. Handle change. It's a simple. So when we set this kind of the methods, it will automatically send the event in the methods. So what I need to do it, I need to get two values from it. Right now I am using the single methods to manage the both input. How we can do it, let me show you. For the constant I am using e.target. So I am using like I am fetching the value from e.target and I need name and the value from the target. So that's good. Now let's update the value as set input list where I need to update two variables. First name. What is first name? First name. It's like some things. This one is my name and this one is my value. Value says like this. But what I need to do it, I need to use the spread operators where I'm going to spread the whole details over here. Okay, good. So let's check this part. See, yes, it's working fine now. How we can check it? let's try to print the output. So for that, I'm use the pre-tag JSON dot string. If I write the input list, then adding some format. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's look like this. If you want, then we can also add the output, but I think it's fine, it's understandable. So whatever value I'm going to change over here, it updates in the uh, our state variable. So let's check the our functions. Like we have designed the simple forms and then after write logic for the single form. Okay, so that means we can successfully change the details, I mean to say the text in the input fields, and it's updated in the state variable. Now let's try to fix, I mean to say let's try to implement it for the multiple values. So as this one is our port point, implement logic for multiple fields. So what I need to do it, first I need to update the state variables output. So right now here we have written it as an object, but we need as a list. So that's why I have written the input list in the, as a variable. So what I want it, I need one object in the list. It contains first name and the last name. Cool. So what happened? Suppose if I'm going to add new attributes, I mean to say new input fields, then we will add one more object over here in the list. Like this one is the second one, this one is the second one, right? It looks like this. So okay, this one is the first changes. Now let's jump into the design part. So we need multiples input, right? So for that uh, we need to look through this whole day, right, and display multiple times. So how we can do it? For that, let's write the code like this. Input list, I'm going to use the map functions. This map function will provide two different values. One is the data, I mean single items, and another one is an index. Both things are required for me. So that's the things. Okay, now let me add this whole div, whole structure inside the map function that I want to return. Okay, so let's check this part. Okay, cool, you can see, and now I can uh, we can display multiple fields based on our state variable. Suppose if I'm going to add the new variable, state variables over here, I mean to say the new object in the list, then it will appear like this. So that means based on our object, it will display the number of fields in row. So yes, make sure when we are using the map, we need to bind the key. I mean to say we need to assign the key in the parent attribute. So it's look like this. Key is nothing but the unique numbers that we can consider for the loop. So that's the first part. Now second part, we need to update this value. Right now you can see our value is not coming. So what I need to do it, we need to fetch value from the item. So our items, we can say for convenience purpose, I'm writing the items. So it's like item dot first name, and also like this item dot last name. So let's check the output. Yes, it's coming like this, taste, last name, whatever. Yes, so out, I mean to say the value is coming in input field. Now second step, we need to handle the on change event for multiple objects. So how we can do it? For that we need one more additional attribute, says index, to update the value. So for it we need to pass the index. So I'm using the arrow functions. One, we need to pass the event, another one is index. So for me it's I. So same things I'm writing over here in this second input. Okay, so now we are passing two parameters in the functions. One is event, another one is index. So what I need to do it, I am receiving the name and value from the event or target. Then after I need to update only this index. I mean to say I need to update the value of this index object. So how we can do it? Like first I'm considering I'm taking whole list into the another variable, and for that I will use spread operators. Why I am doing it like this? By using the spread operator we can get the immutable object. That means if I am going to update some things in these variables, then it will not reflect on others, and if I am updating others, then it's a kind of vice versa. So it's very useful. So that's why I'm using it. Now what I need to do it, in from the list and need to update the index variable like index object. So for that I'm taking whole object based on the index. So I'm receiving the object, it's whatever is there. Then after what I need to update it, it's a name, whatever name it will come, that I need to update from the object. Suppose it's a first name or last name, then based on the index I need to update the first name and last name. So I am writing something like this. So yes, this will update my list based on the index. So what I need to do it, I need to pass directly the list in the set input list. Cool. So let's check this part. Is it working or not? I'm not sure, but yes, it's working. Cool. It's some things like this. I am updating the value, I am typing the random values. You can do anything like, okay. So what we are implement logic for multiple fields. It's fine. Now what I need to do it, handle event to add or remove fields. So this one is our last steps. Like how can I add the multiples, I mean inputs based on the button click. So let's first write the add methods to adding the input. So for that I'm using the like on click method. I mean on click event I am assigning the new variable like new method handle add input. So what I need to do it, let's create one more variable, no sorry, one more methods. It I have first to add the new input in the set input, I mean to say input list. So for that I will consider this method set input list where I need to add new variable, a new object. So first I am just spreading the whole, whatever is the value is that, I'm just spreading the whole details inside the array, and then after adding one more object as in first name blank and the last name also blank. So using these methods we can add the new field. Like it's a simple, some it's look like this. If you don't want to write the code, then you can also write like this. It's constant list, I am using the input list. Then after we can post one more object as a first name blank and the last name blank empty, and then after we can directly set the input list over here. So it's also working fine, but in one line I'm just going to use the first line. So it's fine. Now let's check this part. Is it working or not? So I'm going to use the first add button. Yes, it's working. You can see it's also updating the output. So let me remove the some details, like we don't need to initially display the three inputs, but yes, it's look like this. If I'm adding the new one, yes, it's added. If I'm adding another new, it's added. Over here, whatever I'm typing it's reflected, right? Yes, it's working fine as we want. So now what I want to do, let's write the code for the remove button. Then after we will do some logical things. So what I need to do, let's create one more methods and assign, I mean bind with the input button, remove button, and remove input. And what are the required fields, like based on the index I need to remove the field, so that's why I'm passing the I as an index in the new method. So using its index that I want to remove from the list. So what I need to use splice methods. It helps us to remove the remove the object from the list based on the index. So for that we'll use constant list. I'm using input list. So list dot splice. Here I need to pass the index and a delete count. So for me it's a 1. So list, like I mean to say the object is removed, and now add this, update this new input list over here. So yes, let's check the part. First I'm adding this someone a b c, what else you can write it over here. Let me remove the first one. Yes, it's removed, it updated over here. Now yeah, it's also removed. So what I need to do it, now we need some logical operations to display add button only for the last element. Like let's say I am adding one more, like this one is the initial value. If I'm click on add button, at that time we don't need the first add button, we only need the add button in the last line. If I'm adding the one more time, only I need the add button in the last line. So what I need to do it, for that I'm just writing some things like this. So for that we will add one more conditions, like our input list based on the length, we can so hide the add button in the last row. So for that, input list dot length minus 1 equal to our current index. So that means if the length minus 1 will match with our index, then and then the add button will display. Let's check. Yes, initially we need the add button, then after, okay, it's working like this. Cool. I am adding the value. Yes, it's reflected. Again click on the add button. Yes, it's working fine. Clicking on add. Yes, it's working fine. Now let me remove the some of the fields. Yes, now what I wanted, for the first line, I mean to say first row, I don't want to display the remove button. So for that we can also write one more logic to hide the remove button from the first row. It's very simple. You can edit something like this: input list dot length not equal to 1, then and then our button will display. Okay, so I guess this one is the output that we want. Let me add new one. Yes, now we want to both of them, the remove buttons should appear in the list. I'm adding one more element inputs. Yes, it's working like this. So let me remove the first, remove. Okay, it's working perfect. Yes, exactly what I wanted. Some things like this. Okay, you can like our site. I guess that's it from the in the today's video. You can like, share, and subscribe us for more videos. And yes, we have these articles in our site. Let me quickly show that part. This one is the add remove input field dynamically with reactjs, where we provide the list of all the step by step explanations of the demo, and also we are providing the article, so you can check it. And you can also find the Git repositories where you can find the whole source code, and the working demo is also available on this tech please, where you can play around it. So yes, that's it in today's videos. You can like us, subscribe us, and join for the newsletter. So thank you again. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.